Hey guys, I have another deck tech for you. This is a fun casual deck, but if you actually switch around some of the cards, it can actually become very competitive in Modern. The main theme of this deck is this card right here, Enduring Ideal. It is 5/2 white, and it is sorcery. Search through your library for any enchantment card and put it on the battlefield for free. Then shuffle your library. This card actually has an ability called Epic. For the rest of the game, you cannot play spells anymore, so that definitely seems like a huge drawback. However, if you make your deck about enchantments, it actually becomes pretty good. So let's go ahead and look through the rest of the deck. Right now, I have all the cards that will help you find Enduring Ideal and allow you to play it as quickly as possible. So we have a playset of Seething Song, 3 mana for 5 red mana. You have Pentad Prism, which has Sunburst, and it can allow you to play 4 mana cost spells on the 3rd turn. So Pentad Prism and Seething Song actually allows you to play Enduring Ideal on the 3rd turn if your mana is correct. So that is actually really good. Just to help out, I have 3 Fertile Grounds because this is actually a deck with just 5 colors. I have a playset of Peer Through the Depths. It allows you to look at the top 5 cards for an instant or a sorcery, and you can put one of them in your hand and then basically put the rest at the bottom of your library. So this is actually for Enduring Ideals, and you definitely want to use these to find them as quickly as possible. And then I have Preordains. Again, Preordains are banned in Modern, so you have to replace these with the Serum Visions or anything else. But these are good, especially if you're playing this casually, and it allows you to put some of your cards at the bottom of your library when you don't need them. And now, for the fun part of the deck, all the enchantments. First off, we have Meishin, the Mind Cage. All creatures get -X, -0, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Because you are unable to cast cards because of Enduring Ideal, your hand will start to get big over the game, and this will definitely help you defend against certain creatures, even the big ones. Next we have Impending Disaster. This is a really unfair card. You might want to take this out if you don't want to make enemies. Basically, during your upkeep, if there are 7 or more lands in play, including all players, sacrifice Impending Disaster and destroy all lands. This is great for you because you are casting cards for free with Enduring Ideal. Your opponents, however, cannot without any mana. So it doesn't matter if you have lands or not, it does for them. Next I have Volition Reins. Volition Reins is great because it allows you to gain control of any threats that your opponents may have. Notice that it says enchant permanent, so that means you can gain control of pretty much anything that they have, including lands if you feel like it. So Volition Reins is a nice defensive card. Next I have Paradox Haze. Paradox Haze is great because it allows you to have an additional upkeep. This is perfect, especially when you're using Enduring Ideal, because it allows you to cast Enduring Ideal twice using the Epic ability. So you're able to fetch 2 enchantments, and there are definitely other enchantments in this deck that uses upkeeps very well. Next I have Smoke. Smoke is more of an annoying card that either gives you time in the beginning, and it is a win more card late game. So no player may untap more than 1 creature during their untap phase. Since you do not have creatures, it really doesn't matter for you. But if you're playing against creature heavy decks, this definitely gives you a lot of time. Then I have Oblivion Ring, which is pretty much your universal removal tool. If they have anything annoying, just get rid of it. I have 2 Dovescapes. Dovescapes are pretty much your game ender, because at this point your opponents cannot play non-creature spells because it gets countered immediately. They do get 1/1 bird tokens with flying once they get countered, but that does not really matter anymore because of the card coming up after this. Dovescape is great. Yes, this is the way that you win because they cannot even naturalize or outbring your enchantments anymore because it gets countered immediately. Next we have Curse of Death's Hold. This is one of the reasons why Dovescape is so great, because once they have those bird tokens, since they're all -1/-1 anyway, they die immediately. So once you have this out and Dovescape, pretty much they cannot play spells anymore. Next I have Ley Line of Sanctity. This is a great card because it does protect you against burn spells and discard cards. Leyline can come out for free if it is in your opening hand, which is nice, or you can just fetch for it with Enduring Ideal. Next, this is your second game winner. Form of the Dragon. Form of the Dragon basically, flavor-wise, turns you into a dragon. Your life goes down to 5 at the end of each turn, but it also has a moat ability. Creatures without flying can't attack you, which is awesome. At the beginning of your upkeep, Form of the Dragon deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Now, if you use that with Paradox Haze, you will have 2 upkeeps, and so you'll be able to do 10 damage. And as you can see, this is pretty much how you win the game. And I have 2 of those. Next, I have Phyrexian Unlife. Phyrexian Unlife is here to give you some time in the game. Also, if you have Phyrexian Unlife with Form of the Dragon, it is really difficult to kill you at that point, because your life total keeps on going back up to 5, and Phyrexian Unlife basically lets you continue to live even if your life is 0. It is very difficult to do 5 damage and then an additional 10 separate damage, because at that point it becomes infect tokens. So it is really difficult to beat you once you have these 2 pieces out. Then I have 3 Copy Enchantments. Copy Enchantments are great because anything that you need to be copied, including theirs, you just go ahead and copy it. Usually I copy Form of the Dragons or Paradox Hazes so I can get multiples of them, and then later on you're basically doing 20 damage, 30 damage once you have enough copies out. And for lands, because this is a 5-color deck, it is very important to have the right mana. Depending on your budget, you will have to either go for the cheap ones, or you can go ahead and find fetch lands and shock lands, whatever you're able to afford. Some cards I do recommend are the Vivid Lands. Vivid Lands are great because they allow you to put any 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Cards such as Exotic Orchard that produce any mana that an opponent controls could produce. I mean, it really depends on what your opponents play, but definitely it's a cheap way to get some 5-color fixings. The check lands are really good because you do definitely want to, add a variety of mana just in case you cannot get your Enduring Ideals out, so you can try to get some of your enchantments out. And you have your basic lands. Because your main pieces are Enduring Ideal and Seething Song to get that Enduring Ideal out, you do want to concentrate a little bit more on white and red. Other than that, I recommend you just try out as many of those 5-color or any color lands that you can. Again, depending on what you can afford. And once you test it out, overall this deck, once you get the Seething Songs and the Pentad Prisms out, you really don't have to have expensive lands all the time. These are my lands right now. They still work pretty well, and I can definitely add more if I wanted to put money into this, but as of right now, this deck does fairly well and it is fairly consistent. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deck. It is really fun to play, and it allows you to play a lot of big casting cost enchantments that you normally wouldn't play, and the Dovescapes will definitely annoy your opponents and your friends, so be warned if you don't want to make enemies. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this deck, comment below, and then let me know any requests that you guys have. Thanks for watching.